It is no secret that the real estate market here in Chattanooga is looking pretty good, and that's a very good thing. But there's more than one way sometimes to go about listing a house or selling a house. Here is perhaps a new way for you to consider. What a pleasure to welcome Thomas DeMoss and Wally Reece. Together they have Chattanooga Property Solutions, and the name says it all. You're finding a solution for people in terms of how they're going to usually selling a house, right, Thomas?
That's correct. That's correct. And just to, I guess a disclaimer, I am a licensed real estate agent, and listing a house, like you mentioned, is a way for some people to go about selling a house.
Right.
We provide another solution for people that may not be able to go that route.
Okay, we're going to get into it a little bit, and there are two different ways really that you're able to help people. One, often folks find they either want to or need to sell their house. There are some repairs to be made, and they just don't necessarily have the money to put into it.
That's correct. That's correct. And we have helped folks out of that situation many times. What is interesting, I guess, is it's better just to talk about projects that we've done. We did a project on Oak Street about, what was that, last?
That was earlier last year.
That was a house that had actually been sitting vacant for three, maybe four.
Well, for a lot longer. I had actually looked at that house about 5 years ago, and it was vacant at that time as well.
Okay.
So it just sat vacant, boarded up. We actually purchased it, went in. It was a total gut. And I think we're going to show
like
some,
HGTV,
like
right?
HGTV. Yes, it was pretty drastic renovation project. But at the end of the day, it turned out great. We provided a home for a young professional that had just moved to Chattanooga, and the neighbors loved it.
Okay, so Thomas had said, okay, we're going to just talk, right? So yes, let's just talk. In that situation, this house was sitting vacant.
Yeah.
Maybe not a problem for the homeowner, a huge problem for the neighbors.
Yes,
It was a blight to the neighborhood, yes.
So the solution you provided this way was the house got saved and renovated, and the neighborhood now is improved.
Absolutely.
Well, the lady next door liked it so much, she actually, when we bought the house, she was in the street dancing, thinking, oh, thank you, Lord, the house finally sold, because they had been sitting next to that for the past 5 years.
Okay, sadly, there are also times, though, where people maybe are in a financial need to sell. Y'all are able to step in there as well, but you don't do it without a heart.
No, we don't. We are very upfront and open with people. We try to walk them through the process of selling a house. We don't shy away that we are in business to make a profit. Otherwise, we can't continue to do this. But we're very fair.
We don't want to take advantage of anybody, because there's a lot. The people that we deal with are folks that are having financial issues. It could be a house that they had gotten from mom and dad, passed away, so there's a lot of sentimental value involved in that. We've got 3 right now we're working with. So we're not going to go in and take advantage of anybody. The idea is to provide them with a solution and to give them as much money as we possibly can for that property, but still have us to be able to make a profit on the back end.
I don't want to set you up, because it's a case-by-case basis, I'm sure, what you can do. But you were sharing with me a story of a homeowner who was in a financial hardship. You were able to purchase her home, but she had nowhere to live, so you now own the house, but you allowed her to stay while you helped her find somewhere else to go.
Yes.
Well, that was kind of a unique situation. We went in the house, she was kind of a hoarder when we walked in. Financially, she needed the money from the proceeds from the house to be able to go find another place to go. So once we purchased the property, we allowed her to stay for a good 30 days. We said, here's your 30-day window. In that meantime, we were able to help her find a place to go. She got a new car. When we closed, she went out and bought a new car that day. And it was, and kind of help her give a new start for the rest of her life.
I mentioned earlier the Oak Street house, and it's like HGTV.
Yes.
HGTV is a great thing. It's also been a real problem for a lot of people, and I'll raise my hand on that one, because well, first of all, it's television, right? But it's made us really raise the standard, I think, for what a lot of us want. And we're lucky in Chattanooga that we have so many old, if not historic, homes.
Yes.
And it's nice that through the work y'all do, we don't have to lose those.
Correct.
You're right, and that's what we really do love. Our Oak Street project. We did a project down in Highland Park. We're actually about to start a new project in Orchard Knob on Ivy Street. We love doing the old houses and preserving the character, and then bringing in some of the new trends today. And we always ask ourselves when we go in, is it too far gone? And we hadn't found a house yet that we have not been able to
We've been
renovate.
close on a few, but not that many.
Your friendship has been tested a time or two.
Yeah, it has.
So Are you finding some trends? I had a conversation with a neighbor yesterday about she has a daughter who just recently purchased a house in Eastridge, and that younger people maybe are looking for something new.
What we're seeing a lot down in where we've done the ones in Orchard Knob in Highland Park, the millennials want the character of the old house, but they want it modernized on the inside. They still want the character, but they want it modernized. They want nice floors. They want the tile floors and tile showers, the new stainless steel, the granite, or we've used a lot of butcher block.
Yeah.
And they seem to want neighborhood.
Yeah,
Right? They want
do.
like organic type
They
feels.
do. The millennials, yes, we try to tap into that as much as we can, and we've talked about this too. Millennials do want community. I think we all want community. We've just kind of pushed that away from our society for so long, and that's what we love about doing those. Not just the old neighborhoods, but just when we can. It's so neat to take a product, a house that has been, just been sitting there in a state of disrepair. So we actually re-renovate the house, and that's great too, but we also provide people with homes. I would say most of our people that are buying our houses are younger professionals that are either moved to the Chattanooga area or have been here for a short time. We've sold a lot of houses to first-time home buyers. It's really neat to see that reaction once they're able to purchase that house.
Okay, so I'm going to, in a second, we'll show you how to get in touch with them, but kind of in summing it all up then, if you're somebody watching and maybe you're in a bind, at least call and you're going to be honest. You mentioned you're a realtor, but you don't list the homes.
I don't. I do work with some clients, but what we're primarily focused on is our home renovations and that aspect of our business. But we do have a realtor that we work with that if for some reason we're not a good solution for you, we're more than happy to refer him out.
So I guess the process goes, they call you, you meet at the house, you say, here's what you look at the needs of the house.
Absolutely.
Here's what we can offer you.
Yeah.
Correct?
That's correct. We look at the needs of the house and the needs of the people.
Okay.
And we try to, and every solution is different. Everybody is unique. So
the two of you met in church? Has
We
it
did.
been a
We
leap
did.
of faith
We
to
did
do
several
this?
years ago.
Was it a leap of faith to do this?
Well, I think it probably will, because Thomas was doing his thing, I was doing my thing, and when we first started chatting about it, he kept saying, hey, two heads are better than one, and Thomas is a couple of years younger than I am, so I was kind of set in the way I was doing things, but yet when we finally made the decision to come together and to put those two heads together, it has really been a tremendous blessing from day one.
So take their two heads and let them be better than one. It's Chattanooga Property Solutions. Really, their office is going to be your home. So there are two different ways that you can locate them online at ChattanoogaPropertySolutions.com or just give them a call, 423-834-7321. Thank you.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having us.